Often said that Meghan Markle felt that she had a very special relationship with this one senior member of the British monarchy, developed apparently very fast, very quickly, and according to her, they got on incredibly well. It's a little bit like the story, isn't it, regarding that when Meghan met Her Majesty the Queen, and of course apparently the corgis absolutely adored her, where everybody else apparently in the very first meeting, they were nipping at their ankles. Strange, isn't it, the effect she had on people? But then things took a turn for the worst. As ever, let me explain. Morning, how are you? Nice to see you today. We're really heading now towards the big election day. And you know, one of the things, I don't know if it's like this in your part of the world, it does make me laugh. All the major television companies now putting out their trailers, their ads, you know, for telling you what they're going to be doing and all that sort of stuff. Now, this did make me smile because Emily Maitlis, yes, a friend of this parish, well, she's now heading up the sort of election stuff over on the very little watched Channel 4, you know, the one that recently tried to stitch up one of the parties with a fake actor. Remember that one? And the presenter who got suspended as well. Wonderful company she's keeping. Now, Emily, of course, really hit the pinnacle by having that interview with the Duke of York, Prince Andrew. This time around, all dressed in white designer clothing, Emily's having to introduce segments from the reality TV show Gogglebox as a bit of a light relief for all the analysis and of course expert news that she's going to be bringing us. Some might say how the mighty have fallen, right? Whichever way you look at it, let's hope that the vast fee Channel 4 are paying her, well, you know, that'll compensate a little bit, won't it? It's a little bit like Meghan Markle, as I said, you know, one of the people that really divides people. There's no two ways about it. Meghan, either you like her or you don't. I understand she has a fan base and that's fine. I get all of that. But you know, when she first came into the British monarchy, she confused a lot of people. And that really was all regarding, when you think about it, how she treated things. If you remember in her very first outing on that Christmas affair, she looked like a person who was very, very nervous. But was she simply playing a role, even sticking her tongue out then, you know, playfully trying to work the crowd? But of course there was one person that never really fell for that particular persona, and that was, in my mind, one of the greatest royals ever, the Duke of Edinburgh, His Royal Highness Prince Philip. I loved Philip. I thought he was fabulous, said it as it was, and really was the glue that held the monarchy together. My, how we miss him and Queen Elizabeth. Together, they were brilliant, and we've seen a lot unravel since we sadly lost them both. But according to a very well-placed source who worked very closely with the Duke of Edinburgh, well, basically, Meghan Markle went very quickly off him when she found out about the moniker DOW, Duchess of Windsor, because this was highlighting the fact that, of course, you know, she was, how should we put this, akin to Wallis Simpson, the other American that had really thrown the spanner in the works of the British monarchy. You get how this works now. Now, apparently she knew about this for a long time, and we're not quite sure who told her or whether Harry misguidedly said, oh, it's just a bit of fun or whatever. But either way, behind the scenes, things were exploding. Now, according to that source, who, as I say, was very close to the royal family at that time, that's the reason why Meghan didn't particularly care about the night that that particular interview with Oprah Winfrey went across the world via Oprah Winfrey and CBS. You understand? A lot of people, if you remember, cast your mind back, were very concerned because the Duke of Edinburgh was in hospital and very worrying for our late and wonderful monarch, Queen Elizabeth. But apparently they could have stopped the interview. They could have, in a matter of sort of, you know, paused it for a moment. But apparently, and as ever we have to say allegedly, Meghan just wanted to push ahead. She was desperate to get her story out. Whichever way you look at it, it's crass on both levels, isn't it? And as one can imagine, His Royal Highness, of course, Prince Philip famously said to Prince Harry, one goes out with actresses, one doesn't marry them. And apparently that was reiterated back to Meghan too. So you can understand why she simply pushed ahead in her own mind. As ever, I'd love to know what you think to this particular story in the comments below. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.